Good morning and welcome to this first installment of CEO Chats, where we visit with Cooperative Network's President and CEO, Dan Smith. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Kristin.
So no doubt a lot of our members have really felt the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic in one way or another. And as we enter into a new calendar year and approach the 1-year mark of the pandemic, to you, what are some of the goals and objectives for best serving the members of Cooperative Network this year?
Sure. Well, I think that we will always remember, unfortunately, the year 2020 as the year of COVID. And it's brought such a challenge to our cooperatives and really all of us in both our personal and our professional lives. Has really impacted the way we conduct ourselves on a daily basis, the way that we conduct business. And Cooperative Network was uniquely positioned to help our cooperative members through these very challenging times. This situation, the pandemic, has really warranted an unprecedented government response. Being in position with our government affairs team to really decipher all that information for our members, to have the communications program that you put together, Kristin, to reach out to our members has been very important. And our new e-learning series, which we use to really replace our in-person events that we're no longer able to have. When you think of cooperatives as a community where the staff and the customers are uniquely brought together under the cooperative umbrella, the isolation caused by this pandemic really threatened that community. And I think that what Cooperative Network has really brought to the table as the cooperative for cooperatives and the voice of cooperatives is that we have been able to chip away at that isolation, make sure people stay connected, make sure that the voice of cooperatives is heard in the town square, in the halls of government, and that our cooperatives stay connected. Because I think a year in now, to your question, we're all getting a little tired of the isolation and the remoteness that this pandemic has caused. And that's been one of the things that Cooperative Network has really dedicated itself to over the last year, is overcoming those challenges.
Yeah, you mentioned the isolation, which has kind of put a halt or a pivot on how we interact with our members, but we're still interacting with them. And as you do, what are some of the biggest challenges that you hear that they're facing? And can you share a little bit about how Cooperative Network is assisting to find solutions to some of those challenges?
Of course. Well, we've been in such a period of change with a new administration in Washington, new legislators in both Minnesota and Wisconsin, new agency heads coming on. Now we're getting into the budget. So it's a constant period of change during a pandemic. So how do you decipher all that information? How do you understand what are essential services? What are essential workers? How do you keep not only your workforce safe as a cooperative, but your customers, if they're coming into your C-store or coming in to pick up feed or something at the cooperative. So it's been a tremendous challenge on top of what was already a very challenging business in our rural communities to keep a cooperative growing, to all the challenges that we already had for workplace and broadband access and all those types of things. And then you throw a pandemic into it. So how we can help our members decipher all the information that is coming from their state capital and from Washington, D.C., what regulations they need to follow, how they can keep safe, and at the same time provide their essential services, grow their business, and move forward, hopefully, so that when we come out of this, which we all hope is sooner than later, we're on strong footing for a very proactive post-COVID environment.
And we'll kind of end with a silver lining approach in relation to opportunities for Cooperative Networks and its members. What are you most optimistic for this year?
I'm optimistic that we are going to learn a lot about the resiliency of our cooperative members and the cooperative business model by really being put to the test. And when you look at our rural communities and all the challenges that our rural cooperatives are facing in the future, when we exit the COVID environment and we get back into normal ways of doing things, I think there's going to be a lot of interest in the power of cooperatives, the power of communities working together to overcome challenges. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves. We're going to learn a lot about the cooperative business model. And we're going to know that when we come out of this, we've survived the fire. And I think there's going to be a lot of interest in coming together as cooperatives, attending events again. I know I'm looking forward to attending events again and networking with our members on a face-to-face basis. And we're going to have, we should be proud that we came through this and moving forward proactively, cooperatively towards the future.
Can you share just a few of those events that we have coming up on the calendar?
Sure. We have our lobby day in Minnesota coming up and our lobby day in Wisconsin. Unfortunately, those will both be virtual this year, but we will be presenting a ton of information in both of those events on state policies and budgets and COVID relief. So please visit our website to sign up for those events. We will also have our co-op communicators workshop later this spring. So please keep visiting our website for information on upcoming events and our e-learning webinar series so that we can give you the information that you need as we move forward through this.
Yeah, and for more information too, Dan mentioned the website and our e-newsletters, which you can sign up on our website, but also be sure to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to hear about what we're doing in the halls of government and with all of our educational opportunities. Thanks a lot, Dan, for sharing that insight with us this morning. And be sure to tune in for more chats with Dan Smith in the weeks to come.
Thank you, Kristin.